Happy New Year, Premier Salinger and Minister Bjornsson. Today is the 11th day of Christmas, and I'm bringing you 11 pairs of shoes. We celebrate the Winnipeg bus driver who gave his shoes to a homeless man this fall. But we want to remind you that we cannot address poverty and homelessness by relying on random acts of kindness alone. Governments must invest in long-term solutions that address the reasons why people can't afford shoes in the first place. My name is Ahmed and I work for the Immigrant and Refugee Community Organization of Manitoba, an organization that provides transitional housing and programs to new Canadians in their first 3 years in Canada. Many of the families we work with have spent most of their lives in refugee camps or fleeing from conflict and persecution, and arrive in Canada with the dream of having a safe place to call home. Once they arrive here, the reality of the low EIA rental allowance means that they remain in situations of vulnerability. As we are a transitional housing program where people move out at the end of their 3-year stay, we see the impact of the low rental allowance on our families. Every time a family is moving out, we witness in firsthand the frustration and fear of the families that are moving from a subsidized housing to the private market because they know that their EIA rental allowance will not be sufficient for rent and they will have to spend their food and clothing money to cover the rent. With a 0% social housing vacancy rate, many families are forced into substandard and unsafe situations of homelessness, or are forced to pay rent that they cannot afford. The reality of paying for unaffordable rent can mean that individuals keep their children and themselves in unsafe situations. On this 11th day of Christmas, I am asking you to raise the EIA rental allowance to 75% of median market rent, so that our most vulnerable citizens can pay their rent without taking out of their budgets for basic necessities.